Previously, I took my van to South Australia to explore the Limestone coast in the state's southeast. There I found charming seaside towns, a rugged coastline and incredible unspoiled beaches. There were a few minor hiccups on the bumpy gravel roads. But I eventually made my way to Cape Northumberland, South Australia's most southerly point. And that's where I spent a beautiful night overlooking the Indian Ocean. Today I continue exploring SA's southeast, an area filled with mysterious sinkholes, crater lakes, beautiful gardens, and a World Heritage listed cave complex. Good morning. I had the best sleep. Just sleeping with the sound of the ocean. It's just beautiful. First things first, I headed into Port Macdonald in search of coffee. And here's another one of those pesky German mines. This one washed ashore in 1943. Coffee, fire me up, let's get started. Let's explore Mt Gambier and surrounds. This whole region is a volcanic region, and there are a couple of volcanic craters. We're going to see some of those later. And there's also these sinkholes. There's actually hundreds of them around here, and some of them divers come from all around the world to basically cave dive in these sinkholes. Ewens Ponds, just out of Port Macdonald, is a series of sinkholes joined by little channels, and it's well known for its clarity of water. Apparently it's freezing cold, you need a wetsuit, but snorkelers and divers come here all year round to enjoy the beautiful underwater views. If you're wanting to snorkel or dive here, you do need to book with Parks SA. You can do that online. Of course, I didn't have the forethought to do that, but I was still happy to watch others do their dive.
Look at that here.
The waters here are crystal clear.
I'm driving down some back roads now among some paddocks with cows in it, and I'm on my way to another one of the wonders of this region. Everybody's heard of the Blue Lake, but not so many people have heard of the Little Blue Lake. So basically just next to a road surrounded by paddock is this. This is another one of the many sinkholes in this area. This one's called Little Blue Lake.
and it's kind of a little bit blue today, but it's a cloudy day, so apparently it's bluer when the sky's more blue. But it's still very pretty. You can go swimming here off this little platform. I'm not going to do that today. It's pretty cold. Water wuss. But these guys didn't mind.
Oh, that's not so cold.
I continued driving north to Mt Gambier. There are a couple of special places I wanted to visit in this city. So this is Mt Gambier's famous blue lake. It's like the granddaddy of all sinkholes. Just climb up to this little lookout point and we should get a pretty good view of the lake. Wow, and it really is blue. And this is a cloudy day. Imagine what it's like on a really sunny blue day. So this lake is actually a volcanic crater, and the reason it's blue apparently is because of the chemical composition that's in the water and in the stones. I've got a theory how they get it so blue. Thousands and thousands of these. Best time to see the lake in its full blueness is around about November each year. It stays blue for much of the summer months, and then by about March it starts turning sort of darker blue and then grey. So it's kind of receding at the moment that I'm here, but around the edges you can still see it's really vibrantly blue. Across the road from the Blue Lake there's another crater, literally across the road. This is Brown Lake and it's botanic gardens here in Mt Gambier. This is Valley Lake, and even though it's right next to the Blue Lake, like literally just over that rise is the Blue Lake, this lake never changes colour. It's incredible. Why? I've got no idea. But I do know it's a beautiful place for a picnic or a stroll, or just to meet the locals. Just on the outskirts of Mt Gambier is the Umpherston Sinkhole. This place just doesn't seem real. So this is a natural sinkhole. In 1884, settler James Umpherston decided to create a traditional Victorian garden within the sinkhole. It's incredible. Apparently it took him quite a few years, and originally right at the bottom there was a little lake. You could put a boat on it, but now it's pretty dry. Wow.
This that you cannot break.
And if you come into the Umpherston Sinkhole, it's free. Just wander in and have a look and enjoy. Well, I've enjoyed visiting Mt Gambier. It's a city with a country town feel. And it's got some beautiful sinkholes and gardens. They were really pretty. And the big daddy of them all, the Blue Lake. Well worth a visit. You know, as I travel around in Vanessa, I see lots of these. These are places where you can pull over in little country towns, have a break, go to the toilet, get some water, have a barbie if you like. There's loads of them, and the toilets are actually really clean. I'm really glad about that. About an hour north of Mt Gambier, I've come to the National Heritage listed Naracoorte Caves. This is an ancient cave system. And you can tour inside. So the Wollombi Visitor Centre basically shows you some of the fossil bones that were found in some of these caves. There's a series of different caves here. So there are a number of guided tours through some of the larger caves. I didn't get here in time, and the next guided tour is like an hour and a half away. But there is one where you can do a self-guided tour at Stick Tomato Cave. So I'm about to head on down. Wow, it's interesting. It's also nice and cool in the cave, as you'd expect underground. Wow, this is kind of cool. So apparently 20 million years ago, this whole area was undersea. And so there's lots of fossils of sea creatures as well as later land animals. It's so quiet in here. Just a couple of birds flapping around. This cave kept going and going, and as I wandered through, there was quite a surprise waiting for me. This is actually really cool. This is one of the smaller caves. And I've come around the corner and there's a huge cavern here. Wow, this is huge, with a massive stalagmite right in the middle, up here. I really hope you can get a sense of the scale of this. This is incredible. It just keeps going. We came from up there and came down and around, and it keeps going this way. It's amazing. And there was something just so wonderful and invigorating about being deep under the earth. Well, that was awesome. I'm really glad I came to Naracoorte to come up to some of these caves here. I've had a great day in the southeast of South Australia. From the sinkholes to the big daddy of them all, the Blue Lake, and Umpherston Sinkhole, and the gardens, and now the caves. It's been great. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.